Hello, guys. It is Tuesday. Finally, after countless misadventures, I'm going to upload a full length video. So exciting. So, I'm not even going to bother recapping because honestly, I'm still angry about the fact that I had to do that video like 4 times, and even then, I couldn't finish it. So, we're not even going to go into that right now. This last week, however, has also been hell. It's been really ridiculously hectic at work recently, and I have had very little time, or I guess since Chef has been. Okay, I do need to recap. So, I'm gonna get the calendar up on my computer here so I can give you guys some dates of what happened. So, October the 28th, our chef had been gone for a while and he was going to get married in Cabo. And so on October the 28th, which is a Friday, the sous chef Chris and I were online by ourselves. Or no, I guess I was supposed to be online with him and a girl named Terry, and Terry's in training. And I was supposed to do hot side, and Chris was supposed to come on and just make sure that everything was all good, like it's his job as the sous chef. And so he's supposed to get there at 10:30 so he can get his order done. But he didn't end up showing up until quarter after 11, and 11 is when he's supposed to be on the floor. So quarter after 11, so 15 minutes late to start, 45 minutes technically. He comes in late, he starts and goes and does his order. Then he goes and I don't even know what he's doing. So I'm like, okay, whatever, we'll be fine. It's a Friday. Friday afternoons usually aren't that bad. But um but at around 11:30 we started getting bills, and that's not usual because usually we start getting bills at like 12:15, and so the first hour is just spent heating things up and just preparing and doing prep and stuff. But so we started getting bills, and I was like, oh, okay, after we started getting like 5 consecutive bills, so 5 bills come in at the exact same time, I was like, okay, Chris, we're gonna need help, and I didn't get any response. I was like, okay, well, this is Chris, he'll be here soon. And then as the morning progressed, quickly we started getting slammed with more and more bills. And as we get more bills online, I'd be like, Chris, please come online. For the third time, I was like, Chris, now, please, we need you. And I went and knocked on the door, and he was in the bathroom. He'd been in the bathroom for 40 minutes. And finally, after I had 25 bills across that were all due within a 15-20 minute span, I finally went and I yelled, and I was like, Chris, we need you online now. And I was like flustered and upset, and he comes out bellowing and angry, and he was like, if you yell at me one more time, I'm gonna make sure your day and everyone else's day in here is just as bad as mine's been. I was like, you know what, Chris, like honestly, and I was smiling the whole time. I was like, seriously, do not even start. He was like, you don't even start, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, fine. And Dad had told me earlier, he's like, when someone's trying to get to you and act like that too, all you need to do is just keep smiling and show that it's not getting to you, and then it won't give them as much satisfaction. And so I put that into practice, and he was right. It made Chris so angry that that his mood wasn't affecting me. So that was fun. And then he got really angry at me and tried to take away shifts, which he can't do since I'm an opener and he needs me. Otherwise, he's gonna have to go in and open every morning, and we all know he won't. But he's a sous chef, so we have to give him the benefit of the doubt. And then, so it was Friday, and then Saturday I didn't work, but I went to the market, and and I guess I heard or I found out rather, that Saturday at around 12 o'clock during the breakfast rush, he freaked and walked out of the restaurant and just left. And our executive chef had to come in, and now the story is the executive chef sent him home. And so he had a breakdown at work. And then, worst part, he didn't even get his wrist slapped for it. He just gets to walk off scot-free for everything that he went through. Putting us bills, we had 120 bills during that lunch rush that we tanked in on Friday. 100 of the bills were over 20. 100 of them, you guys. That's retarded. The most you're allowed to get is 40 or 50 bills over 100, I think. or 40 bills over, or 50 bills over 20. Yeah, we had 100 and nothing. And he'd been telling people that it was my fault and that I couldn't keep up, and I hadn't told him, blah, blah, blah. I hadn't called people from the back. All of those were lies. I had everyone from prep in the front, and no one knew how to do hog slide, which is where most of the things were coming from. So not only did I have to focus on what I was doing and getting the middle done, so that's plating and like it just makes me so angry. I had to be, babysitting other people as they did their stuff too. So that was a ton of fun. And then so then on Saturday, yeah, he walked out, and then Sunday he didn't show up, and Monday I don't know what happened because no one that I'm in with worked on Monday, and then on Tuesday he was there like normal, and I was not happy about that. And then on Saturday, after going and having an amazing morning and going to the market and stuff, Hoover came over in the afternoon, scared the crap out of me because he knows where the key is to get in the house. So I had the door locked, and I was up in my room, and I had the music blaring, and I was cleaning up and organizing, which is why the boxes are back there. And all of a sudden, I turn and I look at my door, and he's just coming up the stairs, and I almost had a heart attack. It was terrible, but he thought it was hilarious. And so then people came, and oh yeah, people adopted the bunnies a couple Saturdays ago. That was Saturday, October 26th, and I was very sad. And then on the 30th of, nope, that is November. It was October, Saturday the 29th. And so, yeah, so they came, and picked them up, and it was really sad. They had a pony in the back seat, so obviously I was like, yeah, you guys can have these buddies. So they took them all, and I had made an appointment, and on Monday I was going to take them to the SPCA. Hoover was going to drive me, and we were going to go. But we didn't end up having to, which was fantastic. And that Sunday, nothing really happened as far as I can remember. I think we just kind of hung out on Sunday. And then that was Sunday the 30th. And then on the 31st was Halloween. And on that day, I sat home and did literally nothing and really just enjoyed myself. And then kids came and started trick-or-treating, and I wore a mustache. It was really great. And then Tuesday the 1st was another failed attempt at a video, I think. Or maybe I told you guys the sous chef story. That'd be so embarrassing. Oh well, anyways. Tuesday the 1st of November, Chef came back. It was also Hoover's birthday. And Chef was busy from about the 1st to the 3rd, just figuring out what had happened while he was gone. And then the 4th was a terrible day, but I don't remember why. And then Saturday was fine. It was breakfast. Sunday, Hoover worked all day, and now he's pretty much my main key gateway to civilization. So instead of sitting at home and doing my NaNoWriMo project, I decided to go to the library. So after church, I went down to the Churchill Library in Churchill Square, downtown Edmonton, and I went to the public library there. And I was just getting there, sitting up in the library lounge, and I noticed that there were 2 homeless men. You guys will have seen this status on Facebook probably, and there were 2 homeless men sleeping in there, and I know they're homeless because all their belongings were right there. And so I was sitting up, and I had taken up my laptop, and I was about to start going and stuff, and all of a sudden I tripped on my cord, and the laptop went crashing to the ground, and all of a sudden one of the homeless men turns around, and he glares at me, and he just goes, he like stands there, sits there for a couple seconds, then he puts it down and turns back around and falls back asleep. I was like, well, sorry. And I didn't know what to do, and I had said in my Facebook post that I was like, oh, I'll buy him a coffee, and I wasn't really planning on buying him a coffee or anything. But then after being there and being in the ghetto corner, which is where I was fairly certain I was going to get shanked at one point or another, I was leaving, and who do I see at the coffee shop near the door but the homeless man? So he was digging around his pocket for change. So I went and I was like, hey, let me get this coffee for you. So I went and I paid for his coffee, and it was like $3 or whatever. And then he just kind of like glared at me and grumbled and walked away. And like there was no thank you, no gratification, anything. But I still felt pretty good about doing that. And then Monday I had off as well. And what did I do? Oh yeah, I hung around the house for a while, and then I had to go on a goose chase to go get my stupid phone fixed. But now I have a really little BlackBerry, and because it's like super super friggin' tiny, and it's a BlackBerry Curve something or other, and so I had to go on a goose chase and get this because my phone stopped working. So very 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 not thrilled about that. And then Shay and Mama and I all went and visited my great grandpa, and he's amazing. You guys would love him. You guys should meet him one day. And then after that, I went home and I did some writing and I drank some wine and got a really funny phone call from Shay, and had a great night. And then the roommates, we all had a nice family roommate house family dinner thing. And oh, Friday! I remember what happened on Friday. I'll finish Monday though. Yesterday we had a really nice dinner, and then Hoover came and picked me up, and then we went shopping at Walmart, and then came home for a few minutes, and then we went to his place for a while and hung out with his roommate Kelly because she's awesome, and watched a movie, and then he brought me home. But Friday, I remember what happened Friday. So Friday had been a really rough day at work, and April was all like, I'm gonna go drinking and stuff tonight. And I was like, whatever. But there was also this thing called Servants Anonymous. And who, Tucker, I think you may have posted something about servants, and no, maybe not. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, there was a big fundraiser thing, and that's where I got these earrings, and they're like little grape clusters, kind of. And they're very cute. I like them. And they make clicky noises when I shake my head, so I also like that. And so I got home at like 5:30, and then had a shower and had my hair up in a towel, and I was in like a tank top and underwear, and all of a sudden I fall asleep, and I don't remember falling asleep, but I got a phone call, and I was like all groggy, and I answered it, and it was Hoover. He's like, hey, are you coming? And then when I had done the video with you guys, I had just come out of the shower, and I had just thrown on a sweater real quick because I didn't think it was appropriate to just do it in a tank top, even though Hoover, and by Hoover, sorry, I mean Tucker, can do his videos almost naked, and I was like, one day I'm going to do a video naked, but you guys won't know. And because I'm going to do Rocky Horror style, and all you'll see are my lips. And then, so Hoover called. He's like, hey, are you going to the Servants Anonymous thing tonight? It's at 7:30, or it's at 7 o'clock. I was like, yeah, I'm going, of course, I want to go and say hi to everyone, even if it's just for a little while, and support the cause, because it's about human trafficking. And then, so I get a phone call again, just a few minutes, it seemed like, after he'd called me last. He's like, hey, are you coming tonight? I was like, yeah, of course I am. Like, you just talked to me. You just asked me about this. He's like, nope. I was like, what? He's like, Kenzie, it's 7:30. I was like, no, wait, what time it is? He's like, it's 7:30. And I was so confused, and I looked outside. It was dark, and it had been late when I went to sleep, because this was before daylight savings time. And it was just, it was stupid. It was like ridiculous. I was so confused, and so the rest of the night I was so groggy. So he's like, do you want me to come pick you up? And I was like, he said, I did. He's like, you don't have to go if you don't want to. I was like, no, just give me a second. So he waited on the line for a full minute until I could come to my senses a little bit more. And then he's like, I'm going to come pick you up. So he did. And I got in the car, and I couldn't remember where we were going, and I couldn't figure out what day it was. And I'd had really weird dreams, and it was just so disorienting. So that was my Friday. Anyways, I'm coming up to the 15-minute mark, which means that this has been a really long video. So this is making up for the missed videos. I'm so sorry, you guys. Anyways, 15 minutes. Um, yeah, so I really, Tucker, I loved your dancing. That was the best. Nancy, your roommates and everything just sounds like so much fun. And Shay, I talk to you way too much as it is. So, oh, I need your BBM pin, but you're not going to probably see this. Anyways, you guys, I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you all on Facebook and YouTube. Bye. I I don't know. I just feel like I should end these videos differently. It's a big book. And I meant to stop it right there, but